What's going on, everybody? Yin to my yang here. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install the base version of LSPDFR using the manual installation method. We're going to focus on getting the core files installed and making sure your game launches properly before we start adding anything extra. I want to be clear, this is not going to be one of those videos where we install 50 plugins and completely overload the game. Today, we're only installing the foundation. That includes LSPDFR, ScriptHookV, ScriptHookVDotNet, Rage Native UI, Resource Adjuster, and Simple Trainer. Once we know the base game is working correctly, we'll move more into the plugins, callout packs, custom vehicles, EUP, and all the other things that turn LSPDFR into a realistic law enforcement experience. So the first thing we need to do is locate our GTA 5 installation folder. My GTA is coming from Steam. You guys might be doing Epic Games. For Steam users, you're gonna find your GTA 5. You're gonna right click on this. You're gonna hit Manage, and then you're gonna go to Browse Local Files. For Epic users, you're gonna click on the three dots next to the GTA 5, select Manage, then Open Install Location. And then this is gonna be your GTA 5 main directory. Keep this folder open because we're going to be using it throughout this tutorial. All right, now that we have access to our main game directly, we're gonna go ahead and start downloading everything. Starting off with LSPDFR First Response. And you can come down here, scroll down here to download this file. And click on that. Terms and conditions. You're going to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom, hit agree and download, and you want the manual install. Okay guys, this is the install we will be installing today, the manual install. So go ahead and click download. It's going to give you the security check, verify as a human, and then you're going to hit download. Okay. All right, you're gonna wait a couple seconds for it to download. If it doesn't download, just go ahead and click here, and then you'll get your download. Now, I'm not going to save it because I already have it. All right, but download this into your downloads folder or onto your desktop. Just make sure that when you're ready to install the files that you know exactly where it is. All right. Next, we're gonna go ahead and download ScriptHookV. So we'll come down here, hit download, and then we'll go right into ScriptHookV. Next after that is going to be ScriptHookVDotNet. So you want to come to ScriptHookV. You're going to go ahead and click on this one. And you're going to go ahead and download that. And again, I'm not doing it because I already have it. All right. Right after that, we're going to go into Rage Native UI. You're going to want to click on this first one. Just click. Hit save and download. Make sure you're putting it into your downloads folder or wherever you can have better access to it. Right. So next thing is going to be Resource Adjuster. You go here, hit to download this file. Waiting for a security check. Success. Hit download. Right. Wait a couple seconds. And then you're going to go ahead and download that. All right. And then the next and last thing is going to be our Simple Trainer. All right. So we're going to come here, hit this big green download button, and then you're going to hit download again, and then go ahead and download that. All right. Once everything is downloaded, create a folder on your desktop. I normally call it LSPDFR. So I have my folder right here, LSPDFR, and I like to make another folder inside of this folder called main game, and that is going to be the base mod. All right. And then I extract all of my files here. So we have our Simple Trainer, we have our Resource Adjuster, we have our LSPDFR manual install, we have our Rage Native UI, our ScriptHookV, and our ScriptHookVDotNet. All right. From here, I like to do a side-by-side to make it a little bit easier for me. All right. So on our left-hand side, we have our Grand Theft Auto 5 main directory. And then our right side, we have our LSPDFR base mod folder. So we're going to be installing all of these. All right. And we're going to do those one by one. All right. I am doing this on a clean install. So I'm going to be installing this with you. Okay. So we're going to be starting off with LSPDFR. So we're going to go ahead and click on our LSPDFR manual. All right. So in here, highlight every single thing in here. But you're going to hit the control key and you're going to deselect the license and you're going to deselect the RPH README. You do not need those two files, all right? You do not need those two files, all right? You're going to grab everything and you're going to drop it into this little space right here. You're not going to put it over here and copy it into your GTA file or anything like that. You're not going to put it in here. You're going to put it right here in this empty space. All right? It's going to copy over to your main game directory, and that's it. All right? This is done. All right? So go ahead and refresh. That refreshes everything on this side. All right? Then we're going to go back. All right, if you want, you can get rid of this. You don't need this anymore. You can literally just go ahead and delete it. You don't need it anymore. Once you have all your mods into the game, you don't need them on your desktop anymore, because chances are by the time you do need them, you're just going to need an updated version and you're going to have to download it again anyway. All right, next, we're going to do our Rage Native UI. All you need is this right here. The Rage Native UI.dll. That's all you need. You do not need anything else. Copy that and drag it over. All right. There you go. You can go ahead and get rid of that. All right. Next thing is going to be our ScriptHookV. All right. In our ScriptHookV, we're going to go ahead and open up the bin folder. All right. And then in this folder, all you need is the dinput8.dll and the ScriptHookV.dll. All right. All you need is these two files. All right. So you're going to grab this, drag it over, and done. All right. You do not need anything else in that folder. All right, guys. So the next one is going to be our ScriptHookV.net. We're going to go ahead and click on that. All right. And in this folder, all you need is 3 of the files. All right. So all you need is the ScriptHookV.asi. Hold your control key. You're going to need the ScriptHookV.net2.dll, and then you're going to need the ScriptHookV.net3.dll. That is all you need. Grab and drag that into your main directory. All right. Now that's done. We can go ahead and get rid of that. All right. We got 2 more left. All right. We're going to go to our simple trainer. You're going to go ahead and click that. From here, all you need is the 2 files. You need the trainerv.asi. Hold down your control key. And you need the trainerv.ini. All right. All this is going into your main game directory. Okay, guys? All right. Now we can go ahead and get rid of that. All right. And that brings us to our last one. It's going to be our resource adjuster. And in this, you're going to need everything but the README. So you can copy everything and then deselect that README, drag, and drop everything over. Okay, so now that we have all our files into our GTA 5 main directory, we can go ahead and get rid of this folder and make our main directory bigger. So in here, we just have a couple files that we need to manipulate real quick for a better experience. All right, so starting off with our trainerv.ini, we're going to go ahead and find that. This is going to be right here in your GTA 5 main directory. Double click that and open that up. It's going to open up a notepad. And now that we have that notepad up, we're going to be looking for 2 keys that we do not need, that we actually need to zero out. It's going to be spawn a driver key 33. This allows you to spawn an attacking driver. We do not need that. All right. We do not need that at all. So we're going to come here, highlight that 33, and then change it to a 0. We're going to scroll down, just add waypoint right here, add waypoint 34, and change that 34 to a 0. We do not need that. We do not need that at all. All right, from here, file, save, and go ahead and exit out. The next thing we need to do is we need to go to our LSPDFR folder, and then we need to go to keys. All right, and now that we have these keys open, all I want you to do is I want you to highlight this none, Control C to copy it, and then we're going to kind of manipulate these files. We're going to go pretty quickly so it's not super long and boring. But for here, we're going to do pursuit menu, controller key, D-pad down. We're going to highlight that, Control V. Where it says performer arrest key, We're going to change that E to a capital I. Stop peds key, E, highlight that, change that to a capital I. Chase abort join, controller key, D-pad left, highlight that, control V for none, we do not need that. Traffic stop start, left control key, never change this. Leave this where it is, all right? Where it says traffic stop start, controller key A, we're going to go ahead and highlight that, and control V, we do not need that. All right, traffic stop interact key, highlight that E and make it a capital I. Traffic stop interact controller key, D-pad right, go ahead and highlight that D-pad right, control V and paste that none. Toggle police computer controller key is X, highlight that X and then control V to paste that none. All right, and then right in there you are done. So go ahead and hit file, hit save, and you are done. All right, the next thing you want to go into is your LSPDFR INI file. And this INI file, the things I want you to change is where it says main preload models. Go ahead and change that to false. Ambient disable escape suspect counter, change that false to true. Where it says chase disabled camera focus, change that false to true. And then from here, we're going to do file and then we're going to do save. All right, from here, we're going to go back to our GTA 5 main directory. So if you're at the top, if there's more pathways up here, you just go ahead and click your GTA 5 at the top. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down to our rage plugin hook.exe. Right? What I want you guys to do is you're going to right click it. All right, and then you are going to pin to your taskbar. All right, make sure that is pinned to our taskbar. All right, from here, you'll see it here in your taskbar. And for your first time launching this, there's going to be a settings menu that pops up. So go ahead and click on that. Once this is started, you're going to go ahead and hit accept. It's gonna load a little bit. All right, once it's loaded, this is a little settings menu. Console key, never change this, leave that there. All right, plug out time threshold. What I want you guys to do is change that 1 to a 6. All right, that's gonna help your plugins load in a little bit better. All right, then I want you to go over to plugins. You're gonna go to load these plugins on startup. You're gonna select LSPD first response. Then you're gonna go back to load all plugins on startup. Okay. All right. Once you hit load all plugins on startup, go ahead and hit save and launch. All right, this window is going to pop up letting you know that whenever you start Rage Plugin Hook, you can hold down the shift key to access that menu again. All right, so you go ahead and press OK. All right, while the game is loading, it is important that you guys don't move around, don't be clicking anything. Let LSPDFR load and Rage Plugin Hook load by itself. Don't press anything. All right, from here, once you get to this screen, you're going to hit story mode with Rage Plugin Hook. All right, guys, so we are now currently in our GTA 5 LSPDFR mod. You are going to load in the story mode. If you do load them here, it is okay. All right, don't worry about it. For your first time launching a game, it may take a little bit for the game to start. Let it load. Have patience. All right, it will start. All right, so have patience. All right, so from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit our escape key. All right, and you should see LSPDFR between brief and settings. If you do not, this is where your simple trainer is going to come into play. All right, you're gonna hit your F4. You're gonna type in reload, RELOAD ALL. That is reload all. If you want to spell it all the way out, it would be reload all plugins. But once you get to this point where it says reload all plugins at the bottom, you're just going to hit the tab key and you're going to hit enter. All right. What this is going to do, it's going to reload all your plugins that you put into your folders. OK. All right. I have LSPDFR up, so we are going to just go ahead and click on LSPDFR. All right. From here, you're going to go to the nearest police station. All right. It doesn't matter where you spawn at. All right. It's going to spawn this at a police station. So the police station is right here. Entrance is right here. Oh shit. This shit what happened. I bumped the police officer. You're gonna have to enter the police station. I bumped them, so she started shooting at me. All right, so from here, you're gonna get your LSPDFR duty menu. This is where you're gonna go ahead and go on duty. All right. So from here, you click on duty, and then you're gonna hit OK to select your character. I'm gonna just fairly go over this. This is all customized to you. All right. For here, you could do female or you could do male. Heritage is where you're going to pick your parents. So this is what you're kind of, what you're gonna be, where you're gonna look like. You can all get all that together. Features, obviously your features. You can change your brows, nose, eye shape, and all that other stuff. Appearance is going to be your hair and everything like that. All right. And that's just basically how you create your character. Then you're going to hit save and continue. And then you are going to create your name. All right. We're just going to keep it like that for now. You can always come back in here and delete this character or use the character or edit the character. So don't worry about if you mess up or anything like that. You can always go into the precinct and change your character. Okay. All right, from here, this is going to be the police locker. You can go ahead and grab yourself a uniform, and then you can go into the garage and grab yourself a car. All right, you have the modifications and the components of the vehicle. I'm not going to really go through that right now. Like I said, this tutorial was mainly just to get the base game together. And a lot of the stuff that's in the base game, you're eventually going to disable it anyway, because you're going to be adding more mods, and those mods are going to take over what's in the game currently right now. All right. So that's pretty much it. You are set to go. You are ready to go on patrol. And that's going to do it for this tutorial. At this point, you should have a working installation of LSPDFR alongside with ScriptHookV, ScriptHookVDotNet, Rage Native UI, Resource Adjuster, and Simple Trainer. More importantly, you should be able to launch the game, go on duty, and start your first patrol. Remember, this is just the foundation. We haven't touched plugins, call-out packs, custom vehicles, EUPs, graphic mods, or any of the other things that can completely transform your LSPDFR experience. We'll be covering all that in future videos. If you found this tutorial helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and lets me know that you want to see more LSPDFR content. If you're new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss the upcoming guides where we'll be building a realistic, immersive LSPDFR setup from the ground up. If you run into any issues during the installation process, drop a comment below and I'll do my best to help you out. Chances are, if you're having a problem, somebody else is too. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me today. This is Yin to my Yang, and I'll see you in the next video.